You ever have something come up that you really don't have time for? But this is actually a really good opportunity for me, and I'd be doing them a favor if I went over and helped out. Actually, I'd be doing myself more of a favor. Well, actually, that's the project I'm going to be working on tonight, because it's more of an opportunity for me, and if I don't do it, I'm going to miss out. So here it is after work on a Tuesday night, and I'm going to go cut some stumps off some logs at the end of May, and it's really hot. But I'm going to need the wood. Plus I got this new 25-inch lightweight bar for my MS 661C Stihl chainsaw, and I've really not had a great opportunity to use it yet. So the chance to cut some stumps off some logs that are being held up by an enormous excavator is really the perfect opportunity to give this thing a try. We ought to be able to find out what it's made of. It's a lot lighter already. Some gas and some oil. Don't forget your wrenches and files. Alright. Gonna need some chaps, those will be nice in the heat. And some safety glasses. And a cooler of stuff to drink when we're all done. I said when we're all done. If you're new to the channel, then you may not know that I heat my house and my garage and my shop all with firewood. And when something like this comes up where you've got an opportunity to cut some big hardwood and somebody's willing to help you out with an excavator and make life really easy, then you don't want to give it up. So we're taking off after work. We're going to see if we can get these stumps cut off, and then we can pile the logs up and come back to get them later so that the farmer can plant beans yet this spring. So like I said, we're in late May, it's hot. It's not typically when I want to be running a chainsaw, but I don't want to miss out on these logs. It'll be easy firewood cutting later on. And if you've seen some of my other videos where I haul logs on my truck and trailer, where I loaded them with the mini excavator, that's the same field actually, so he come up with a lot more logs. But so hopefully in this next scene I'll be starting to cut logs. So just a little bit to explain what's going on here. There was 3 fence rows that got cleared, and so we have 3 different piles of logs. Each pile has about 10 to 12 logs. I didn't actually count them, but we're going to cut the stumps off of each one of those piles. There's also a burn pile in each location. So as I cut the stumps off, Larry's then going to take the excavator, round up the stumps, throw them on the burn pile, and then we're going to try to gather up the logs and put them in a pile that's out of the way of the field so that the farmer can still farm this spring. And I also want to mention that anytime you pick up a chainsaw, there's an inherent danger involved. Just like felling a standing tree, you got to be mindful of where you're standing, what you could trip over as you're trying to get away from the stump as it falls off the log. I really try to be aware of my surroundings. I try to cut the stump in a way that it will fall off cleanly and evenly and not have a risk of rolling and getting me. That's a John Deere 892 excavator. It's enormous. It's just really sluggish and slow, but it's got a lot of power and it can move a lot of stuff. It's awesome. There, he got it. So Larry's going to finish cleaning up those stumps, and then we're going to make our way across the field to the second pile of logs. And here's where we are really going to see some of the risks involved with cutting these stumps off. I have a couple situations where the stumps get a little iffy, and I almost get hit a couple times, but obviously I'm here to do this voiceover, so I make it through okay. This log here has a blue mark on it because it has metal in this tree because it had a tree stand in it, and the tree has grown up around the tree stand. You'll see here in a little bit where I cut out the chunk that has some chain and some angle iron of the remnants that's left of that tree stand. But otherwise, some great firewood in this log. Also wanted to talk about this chainsaw a little bit and this 25-inch lightweight bar. Previous to this, I had been using a 36-inch bar, normal weighted bar, and it was a big saw to lug around, and it really gets heavy and cumbersome after a while. But I got to tell you, in the couple hours that we worked here and I was running it with that lightweight 25-inch bar, I did not get fatigued, and I thought this was a great solution for being able to run a chainsaw this big for an extended amount of time. There you can see some of that chain on that log. I'm going to cut out that section that has that old tree stand in it. And if you'll watch when I cut this this section off, this is where it could get away from me. But right there. Fortunately, he had it up against the excavator and it was able to roll over on top of me. There's another one. That stump hit me as it came off of the log, but fortunately the bucket kind of protected me. Now, as we finish up cutting the stumps off the second pile of trees, we've got to move the excavator to the third pile of logs, and it has to cross a big ditch. There is a bridge that crosses this ditch, and I crossed that bridge with my pickup, but we were not able to cross with the excavator. So he has dug a path for himself. Now watch this thing. I thought that was pretty cool. So we're going to get up out of this ditch and quickly move over to the third pile of logs, as you'll see here. And there's only about 6, I think there was 6 logs in this pile right here. Now everything here went really smoothly and no big problems. And this was a great batch of logs that are here. We're going to get these tucked up out of the way, and they can sit there through the summer, and I'll come back in the fall to pick them up. And after we were done, I filmed him crossing that ditch one more time as he went back to the second pile of logs that we had worked on. Well, that is going to wrap it up for this little project. This was a nice evening project. We were able to get quite a bit done in a short amount of time. And there's a view as I drive underneath the boom of that excavator. Also, interestingly enough, that fuel barrel right there that says Boffman, that's Paul Boffman's old fuel barrel, and that's who I worked for right out of high school when I first started excavating. So I thought it was neat that it was up there on that job site. But I wanted to take a quick second and say that if you're a new subscriber here, and particularly if you came by way of Captain Kleeman, and if you did, you know who you are, I want to thank you for stopping by and checking out my channel and giving me a chance. I really appreciate it. Captain Kleeman's got a great channel over there, and I appreciate the shout out last week. So if you're here and don't know what I'm talking about, you should go check out Captain Kleeman on YouTube. He's got a lot of great content, makes videos about homestead improvements, moving heavy equipment, and things of that nature. If you like what you see here, you'll definitely like what he's got over there. So, all right, that's going to do it for this one. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you haven't subscribed, please consider it. Hit the thumbs up, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care.